Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum, very good morning to everyone. Yang berusaha Associate Professor in Senior Technologies Dr. Hisham bin Rahman, Deputy Dean of the Center for Graduate Studies. Yang berusaha Technologies Dr. Fatih bin Muhammad Noor, Head of Department, Center for Graduate Studies. Distinguished Faculty Dean, Head of Department, Juries, Lecturers, Supporters, and also the 3 MTs participants. I, Ahmad Adnan, would like to warmly welcome you to the 3-minute thesis competition UTHM 2026. Dear guests, before we begin the competition, it is my great pleasure to introduce our esteemed panel of judges for today's 3-minute thesis competition. Our judges play a vital role in evaluating each presentation based on the 3MT criteria, including comprehension, engagement, communication, and the effective presentation of research within just 3 minutes. So let us warmly welcome our judges. First, Associate Professor Dr. Siti Nur Fazila binti Muhammad Noor from Center for Language Studies as a head of jury. Associate Professor in Senior Dr. Muhammad Zaini bin Yunus from Faculty Mechanical and Manufacturing Engineering FKMP. Associate Professor in Senior Technologies, Dr. Hisham bin Abdurrahman from Faculty Electrical and Electronic Engineering, also the Center for Graduate Studies. Dr. Caleb Chidozi Chinedu from Faculty of Technical and Vocational Education, FPTV. Dr. Nuraini Neni binti Ahmad Jamain from Center for Language Studies. And last one, Ms. Yapli Yu from Faculty of Computer Science and Information Technology, FSKTM. So thank you to all judges for coming today. And now we will proceed for a briefing on the competition rules and regulation of the 3MT competition. So this briefing is very important for all participants to ensure a smooth and fair competition process. So without further ado, may I invite Associate Professor Dr. Siti Nur Fazila binti Muhammad Noor to deliver the briefing. Please welcome.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh, and a very good morning. I will make it very short and hopefully sweet. All right, there will be 3 sections that you will be marked, marks will be given, all right? 3 sections for the judges, for the 6 of us to look at the content and structure of presentation, which include clear understanding of the research background and significance with appropriate explanation of terminology and minimal use of jargon. I'm sorry, I'm short, so that's why I stand like this. Okay. Next, the presenter clearly communicated the impact, findings, conclusions, and outcomes of the research. All right, so as we had mentioned earlier, on Monday we had a workshop regarding 3MT. The presentation was organized in a clear, coherent, and logical sequence. This is section 1. And then next, the thesis topic, research significance, results, impact, and outcomes were communicated in language appropriate for a non-specialist audience. So we are a non-specialist. You might come from the Faculty of Mechanical Engineering. How do you present your ideas, your research to a group of people who are non-specialists in your area? Please do not present to a kindergarten students, okay? All right, the presenter demonstrated effective time management by allocating appropriate attention to each component of the presentation without excessive elaboration or rushing. Okay, 3 minutes. There is a timer in front in which you can keep glancing when you are presenting, and please make sure that you use the stage presentation clearly. All right. Section 2 deals with the oral delivery and audience engagement. So the oration stimulated audience interest and encouraged further engagement with the research topic. The presenter communicated the research appropriately without trivializing or over-generalizing the subject matter. And then the presenter conveyed enthusiasm and engagement toward the research topic. And the presenter effectively captured and maintained the audience attention throughout the presentation. So use your words wisely. And the last one for section 2, the presenter demonstrated effective stage presence through appropriate eye contact, all right, vocal range, steady pacing, and confident posture. Okay, do not slouch and use your body language effectively. Okay, now another section that we have put in, slide design and visual communication. The presentation slides enhance the delivery of the presentation and clear, legible and concise. And the visual material were well designed and effectively supported the spoken content without unnecessary detail, and the slides were visually coherent with appropriate use of text, layout and formatting to aid understanding. It needs to you need to simplify and amplify your presentation. Please make sure that your slide does not come or make the judges look more at your slides than listen to your presentation. We would like to listen to your presentation and not so much looking at your slides, okay? I think the overall visual design of the slides was appropriate for an academic presentation and aligned well with the content being delivered. So you have 3 minutes. The bell, I'm not sure the bell will ring. Will the bell ring? Yes, okay.
Yes.
And you will be penalized if it's more than 3 minutes, okay? And dear participants and contestants, for the winners, you are going to represent UTHM at the national levels. Thank you very much. I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Doctor, if I may, anyone have questions about it?
Do you have any questions?
Mau yakin dah.
Yeah, you are very confident.
Very confident.
Okay, the judges are nervous, to listen to you actually.
More nervous than the participant actually.
Yes, you are more nervous than the participants. Okay. All right, thank you very much. I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Right, thank you, Associate Professor Dr. Fazila, for the clear and informative briefing. So, ladies and gentlemen, we now arrive at the most anticipated part of today's program, the 3 minutes thesis competition UTHM 2026. Again, each participant will have only 3 minutes to present their research clearly, concisely and engagingly to our esteemed panel of judges. So we have a screen here for the timer, 3 minutes, and the bell, which mentioned earlier. So when you start the presentation, you're going to hear a single bell. And then after you present, and 1 minute left actually, 1 minute left, you will hear another single bell. And then after your time finish, you will hear twice, a bell twice actually. If I'm not mistaken, technical betul ke? Betul lah tu. Dia angguk dia. So, everyone ready? Macam ngantuk ya? Again, everyone ready? Tak semangat. I need your energy today. So, everyone, are you ready? Jarang-jarang boleh jerit kat library. So, we will now begin our first presentation for session 1. So we will now invite Muhammad Amirur Rahman bin Azhar from FTK. So Amir Azhar will present the title of The Hidden Battle Against Heat in Future Electronic Devices.
Many of us spend time with our phones more than we realize. From the moment we wake up until we go to sleep, electronic devices have become part of our daily life. But have you ever noticed your phone becoming hot while gaming, charging, or even running multiple applications. Now, imagine that the same heat problem happening inside the future of electronic devices we depend on every day. As technology becomes smaller, faster, and more powerful, heat is becoming one of the biggest hidden challenges in modern electronics. And inside a future chips, a silent battle against heat is happening. So, to make electronic devices more powerful, engineers are no longer designing chips side by side. Instead, they are stacking them vertically, like a high-rise buildings. This is to ensure more power to fit into much smaller spaces. But there's a problem. Just like crowded buildings trap heat and reduce efficiency, stacked chips also trap heat deep into their structures. And when heats become trapped, even the most advanced technology can slow down, become unstable, or even fail. So, how do we solve a problem that cannot even be seen with the naked eye? Therefore, my study uses computer simulations to explore the hidden heat inside future chip. Before a chip is built, I can test different design and identify where heat may become trapped. So these tiny pathways work like a hidden cooling routes, helping heat to move away from the hottest areas. And by improving these pathways, heat can escape more easily, helping future chips to go cooler, faster, and more efficient. So, in simple terms, this research helps future engineers or future electronic technologies to become not only more powerful, but also cooler, safer, and more energy efficient. And the impact goes far beyond our smartphones, from advanced computing systems to future automotive technologies. Better heat management will become essential for the next generation of electronics. Because the future of electronic devices, performance alone is not enough. The real challenge is technological. Ask you something. As technology becomes smaller, faster, and more powerful, are we truly ready for the heat inside them? That's all from me. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Mama Amir Rahman bin Azhar from FTK. So let's give him a very big applause. And now, I would like to invite our next, the second participant, Nur Shabila binti Zabidi from FSKTM. Sorry? Okay, I see. I think 1 minute is okay. Yes. Keluar balik. So we give 1 minute for each judges to fill in the form, an evaluation. So Miss Shabila can prepare well. Bawa handbag ke? Oh, speaker. Ingat bawa handbag. Kena cas tu. Cakap dulu. Check mic ni. Satu yang mungkin ada kilo. Nanti yang bagi orang pakai. So while we're waiting, I would like to welcome to the audience today, so you can fill in the seats in front. And you guys have seen the QR in behind the pillars, I think, the column pillars. So you have the QR for booklet program. So boleh tengok kat situ ada tentative. Jangan lupa tu support kawan-kawan kita, okay? Jangan nervous tadi. Most of them not taking a break first because too nervous. Dah macam pantun dah. So the juries are okay? Alright? So again, next I will invite Nur Shabila binti Zabidi with the title of Harmonizing Chaos, a Fuzzy Logic Symphony for Flawless Software. Welcome. Thank you Nur Shabila binti Zabidi for a nice presentation. Dah biar highlight. Kejut ya. Dah makan belum? Belum. Sama. Okay, for the next contestant, I would like to invite Batrisha binti Basri. Ada? From FAS. Jauh kita import di Pagu. So Batrisha will present the topic of the right hospital for the right medical student. Welcome.
How to search for job? Usually we go to any of the job portals such as JobStreet, LinkedIn, and we key in our desired roles. And the page will appearing various companies from various industries. But these are not the same process for the medical students, where they are facing the difficulties of finding the vacancies for each of their hospital management. So they have to contact each of the hospital management to know the vacancies for their roles interested. My name is Batrisha. These issues from the medical students has caught my attention to produce a product named MedOp. What is MedOp? MedOp is a medical optimization system which helps the users to make an intelligent decisions. In my systems, we have 3 stages, which is input, process, and output. For input, it is the initialization stage where we are doing the data collection. We are having 2 system users, which is a student and administrator. So the student has to key in their preferences, such as their top 3 preferred disciplines, top 3 preferred hospitals, and also their duration for their clinical training. For the administrator, they have to update all the requirements from each of the hospitals, such as how many vacancies for each of the role, for Hospital A, Hospital B, and Hospital C. The systems will undergo a process. The data collected will be processed at the back end using a hybridized AI method called fuzzy logic. Fuzzy logic hybridized with genetic algorithm. Fuzzy logic is used to handle uncertainties, meanwhile genetic algorithm is used to find an optimal solutions. This process will produce an optimum schedule, such as this, where the schedules will show each students will assign to which hospital, which are the most fit for them by ranking. Finally, my studies has proven to increase the satisfaction level among the students because we are considering their preferences for the optimal schedule. Second, we reduce the human workloads by transferring the task from the students to the administrator. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Batrisha, for the presentation. All right, we proceed to the next one. So I would like to invite John Uzi Uzaimi bin Mayau from FTK, from Pagu as well. So John represents about V-Smart System, real-time vision monitoring system for assembly line efficiency.
Have you ever bought something important, like a car? But the seller says, your car is almost ready, sir. So you wait. Then, after a few days, the seller again said, sorry, sir, there is a small delay. So you wait again. But nobody can clearly tell you where the delay happens. Was it during assembly? Was it during inspection? Was it because the worker itself slow? Or was the process itself not efficient? This kind of problem is very common in manufacturing factory. From the outside, everything can look busy. Machines are running, workers are moving, products are being handled. But the real question is, are the work actually moving forward? Do you know that even a simple problem such as extra movement when screwing from one part to another can cause a slow delay? Maybe this delay only a few seconds, but when it happens again and again, it can turn up to 10 to 20 minutes. And remember, this is one process only. This is why I developed V-Smart, an AI-based vision system designed to monitor workers' activity and production line efficiency. In simple words, my V-Smart system uses camera to watch production line in real time. It then analyzes the idle time, the movement, the output count, and activity status. This result will then be shown on a live dashboard, so supervisor can clearly see and understand what's really happened. The main idea is simple. Camera see, AI analyze, and dashboard explain. But does that mean my system used to blame workers? No. My system designed to have manufacturing factory to understand the process better and make the process more efficient. Because busy does not always mean efficient. V-Smart have factory understand better. Thank you.
Thank you so much, John Uzi Uzaimi, for that presentation. Oh, ramai peminat. Betul kan pronunciation tu kan? So we proceed to the next contestant. Next, I will invite Ifan Darwis bin Muhammad Ibrahim with the title of AquaSense AI that protects water.
Everyone, let me ask you a simple question. Did you know that water could speak to us? Would it warn us before it becomes dangerous? Would it warn us to tell us when pollution starts? But in reality, water remains silent. Fish are dying, communities, ecosystems are collapsed, communities are at risk. According to the World Health Organization, around 1 million people die every year due to unsafe water and poor sanity. Globally, more than 40% freshwater bodies are severely polluted, and yet we are still using traditional water monitoring methods. So why don't we use monitoring in real time? That's where my research comes in. I'm developing a system that can watch water all the time. Let me introduce to you AquaSense. AquaSense is an AIoT-based water quality monitoring system. AIoT stands for Artificial Intelligence of Things. Okay, in simple terms, you can take AquaSense, dip it into the water, and you can constantly check oxygen level, acidity level, and also pollution level. The system doesn't just collect data, it understands it. So, if something unusual happens, like sudden drop of oxygen level, the system can recognize, oh, this is not normal. So it will send alert right away. Not hours later, not days later, but in real time. So, with smart monitoring, we can protect our ecosystem, we prevent pollution disaster, and also make a better decision for the future. So, if you look at water that looks like it may not be safe. It may not be safe. With the right technology, we can make sure that our water doesn't remain silent anymore. In the future, water isn't something that we can use only in daily life, but it can speak to us, protect us, and warn us. Remember, everyone, take AquaSense, dip it into the water, and get the result. Settle. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ifan Darwis, for the AquaSense presentation. So, the next contestant, we would like to invite Haris Freddy bin Ismail from FPTP with the title of Developing AI-Driven Disaster Risk Register Framework for Flood Management in Kuching, Sarawak.
Imagine when you find your house submerged, the roads cut off, the community paralyzed. In many in Sarawak, it's no longer an imagination, it's a reality years after years. Floods are the most frequent and destructive natural disasters worldwide. Between 2000 to 2019, flood has actually affected 1.6 billion and 563 billions of infrastructure damages. In Sarawak itself, we have Kuching, Cebu, and Miri. In the major towns are facing floods problem every single year. It has caused infrastructure damages, displacing families, and even delaying infrastructures. Plus, with the current issues of climate change and rising sea levels has made it even worse. So the current flood management in Malaysia are relying on static policies and hard structures like dam and rivers. However, floods are much more complex. It consists of urban flash floods, compound flash floods, and even unpredictable rainfalls. The traditional system are no longer be able to keep up. So, what we are lacking here is the dynamic, intelligent risk registers that actually adapt in real time. So, my research is on AI-driven risk register framework for flood management. Think of it as a living system where we integrated with multiple sources of data, which includes rainfalls, river levels, and even satellite imagery. So it also included with an AI algorithm which can actually predict risk dynamically. It also translates risk register from static policies into an actionable intelligence where it could help agencies by delegating resources and warn the community and save life. So, as you can see, those floods response, this particular framework no longer improve flood response. It actually builds resilience. It empowers local governance and strengthening the local community trust. It actually also adapt with in line with the global goals such as UN Sustainable Development Goals and Sendai framework. In short, it actually translate floods into a manageable risk. So here's the questions I'll leave you with. If we have the technologies that can actually prevent floods from actually happen or devastated the community, shouldn't we use it? My research says yes. With an AI, Sarawak will lead by transforming disaster management into a disaster resilience. Thank you for your time. Haris Freddy. Assalamualaikum.
So next one, we will invite Nurul Ain Afika binti Kamaluddin from FPTV.
Do you believe? Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Dengar. Boleh. Hello. Do you believe students with special education needs can succeed in digital learning if their teachers not fully prepare to use technology to effectively? So, digital technologies nowadays become more important of our education. It is because students with special education needs to use technology in their learning, such as to do some flexible, personal and engaging teaching approach. So, my study is about vocational special education in implementing digital learning to special education needs. Okay. The main problem of my research is limited facilities and internet access. Also, the teacher have insufficient training and support. The diverse needs of students with special education needs. This study was conducted to evaluate knowledge, skills, attitude, also together to evaluate the challenge. So, my contribution in this study will help to improve teaching, training, and digital skills, strengthen institutional support and resources, also enhance digital teaching for better learning outcomes. Last but not least, when teachers are digitally empowered, everyone, especially students, can succeed. Thank you.
I change places. So, for the next contestant, I would like to invite Danish Hosman bin Abdul Rahman from FSKTM.
Imagine you want to build a castle with 5,000 Lego pieces. You refer to the instruction excitedly, but then you realize that you cannot find the correct pieces because they are labeled by nicknames. So now, due to the mismatch of labels, you can't build the castle. This is the reality of professional software development. I study requirement traceability, making sure the instruction actually matches the brick when we build a safe system. If we can't link these pieces, we can't guarantee the software is safe. In medical tech or smart farming, a missing link could mean a failure at the worst possible moment. To solve this, software engineers use automated scanners to find matching words between labels and bricks. But these scanners are usually confused by messy data. If one document says login and another says sign in, the system misses the connection. Most researchers try to fix this using smarter AI and expensive. It costs a lot of time and more power to run. My research focuses on cleaning the brick first. I developed a lightweight cleaning station with tokenization and normalization called TopNorm. It standardizes text, cleaning symbols, and fixing labels before the search even starts. I found that keeping it simple works better. My lightweight cleaning method didn't just find more correct links, it found them almost instantly. While other heavy AI models were still thinking, my method had already organized the file. This means we can make a software testing faster and more reliable without using supercomputers. By simply cleaning and labeling our Lego properly, I ensure the software, the final castle, is rock solid. I am excited to see how this simple change helps us to organize our data for the future. Thank you.
Alright, for the next one, you would like to invite Nurul Shazwani binti Zahari from FAST. Please welcome.
Take a look at our judges' blue batik shirts. beautiful, isn't it? The blue color might have beautiful, but the synthetic dyes contribute to the environmental pollutions and pose a human health risk. But here is the problem. While the synthetic dyes are harmful and toxic, the natural dyes are too expensive and cost a longer time to produce it. What if I say that our nature is actually create a good sustainable ways to produce the indigo dye by convert the green leaf into the blue dye without use any chemical substances? No one has told us that our nature plants, our local plants can solve this problem. Introduce to you Indigofera hirsuta, an underutilized Malaysian plant that grows abundantly across all our country. These plants have the remarkable compound known as indican. Can you imagine how this green leaf can turn into the blue dye? That's the powerful of indicans. The indican is the indigo precursor. How we can get that indican? It will undergo two main natural processes, which is fermentation and oxidation. With the help of microbes and enzymes, it will break down the cell wall and produce the indigo dye. Hence, my research PhD is to develop the natural color with a safer, with the cost-effective and sustainable ways because we use the natural resources. This research highlighted four main impacts. The first one is sustainable development, which is we can reduce the pollution due to the textile waste. The second one is human health, in which we can reduce the exposure of the synthetic chemicals due to the toxic waste. And the third is scientific innovations. As I mentioned before, we are using the microbes and enzymes. And also, it will contribute to the local communities with the scientific, with the socio-economic impact. Synthetic dyes is harmful to human and environment. Remember, green leaf can turn into the blue dye. Thank you so much.
All right, move on to the next contestant. We would like to invite Azizi bin Basar from PPUK.
Test, 1, 2, 3. What if I could tell you that a single word from news headline could change who you fear, who you blame, and who you trust? Let's imagine there are two newspapers reporting on the same event, labeling the same group with two different words. The first newspaper labeled the group as the terrorists, while the other newspaper labeled the group as the freedom fighters. How would you emotionally react to these two words? As for me, terrorists would create fear, while freedom fighters would create sympathy. Ladies and gentlemen, this is media framing. News should be presented without ideology, without emotions, and without influence. It should simply describe facts. Yet, language is never neutral. Language is never neutral. Headlines are not just by accident. They are shaped by the journalist, words, the use of the words, the voices they put in, as well as the voices they leave out. Just for example, I call this group as the terrorists, and I call this group as the freedom fighters. Which one of these groups sounds dangerous, right or left? Despite this influence, there are still many readers who do not realize that language could shape on how you understand a conflict. How they change into groups, into villains, heroes, and as well as the victims. And this is where my PhD research comes in. Using appraisal analysis as well as social actor representation theory, I have analyzed 100,000 words on news headlines on how they represent and evaluate certain groups using emotionally powerful language. And based on my findings, newspapers are not just reporting. They shape public perception, they influence sympathy, and they were able to guide readers to certain ideologies. But the most important part of my research would be the development of linguistic guidelines for the journalists. Why? Because we want them to provide us with concise, unbiased, and clear reporting. I always believe fair reporting starts with a fair language. So next time, when you read newspapers, ask yourself, are you reading news or are you being influenced by the journalists? With that, I thank you.
For the next one, we would like to invite Cik Muji binti Cik Daud from FPTP.
Imagine it's a crazy Monday morning. You're late for your work and you desperately need your morning coffee. Because without it, you are a danger to society. You tap your phone screen 3 times and boom, your latte is ready to pick up. No cash, no lines, 0 stress. Industry data shows that over 70% of users will completely delete an app if it causes digital fatigue. Most companies lost their massive revenue. Because users get tired of messy layouts and annoying notifications. I mean, nobody needs a loud text at late night asking, "Are you thirsty for bubble tea?" Therefore, this study used empirical approach and collecting data over 350 active users to show how a smart app's designs drive repurchase intentions. The best choice that users keep using to buying from the same apps. When a business keeps its app clean and easy, it removes all mental frustrations. This is simply turns a simple mobile applications into enjoyable daily habits. My data prove that these habits brings up to 80% more repeat sales to customers and business owner compared to spamming the users. By replacing the annoying text tricks into immersive designs, it gives companies a customer loyalty they want, and while everyday users get free coffee and free stress experience they deserve. Because at the end of the day, a truly great app isn't just about a quick sales today. It makes secure a long life relationship for tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, Cik Muji binti Cik Daud. So while we're waiting for the jury to evaluate the marks, so now 10:30 AM, correct? Masing-masing tengok jam. So we're gonna have a short break. So we're gonna come back at 10:45. Is that cool? Alright. So gila sempat baca buku apa? Jom baca bersama 10 minit. Kita bagi rehat 15 minit, 10 minit okay tu. So we're gonna come back at 10:45. So let's have a take a break. So see you next in 10:45.
Imran, bateri nak mati. Siapa in charge?
Test.
Test mic 1 2. Test mic 1 2. Test mic. Test mic 1 2. Alright. Check. Test mic 1 2. Check. Test.
That's 1, 2, 3. Oh sedap. Tapi ada humming sikit. Ha 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 ha.
Test. Okay. Test. Ada. Ah. Dia ada ni. Tak nak clear. Just one. Test mic 1 2. Okay sikit. Okay sikit. Test mic. Test mic 1 2. Okay. Alright. Test mic. Check 1 2 3. 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 Test mic 1 2 3. Yeah.
That's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 6. 6. Tutup bes. 1, 2. Bukan 6. 5. 5 kosong 4. 4 audio. First.
Check 1 2 3.
1, 2.
1 2. Test mic.
Kosongan. 1, 2. One, 2, 3, 4.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2, 3.
Test 1, 2, 3, 4. Low naik sikit. Mid naik sikit. High follow. Okay, compression tinggi lagi sikit. Atas yang biru muda tu. Okay, now. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. One, two, 1, 2.
Test mic 1, 2.
Testing 1, 2. Cubaan 1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Test 1, 2. Assalamualaikum, good morning. So we have another 5 minutes before we start a new session. Testing 1, 2. So everyone, welcome to 3 minutes thesis competition. So we're gonna have a short break now, and we're going to continue at 10:45. So see you in another 5 minutes.
Test 1, 2, 3. Okay. Check 1, 2, 3.
Sound check 1, 2, 3.
Test 1, 2. Cubaan 1, 2, 3. Again, welcome to 3 minutes thesis competition 2026.
Test mic 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Test mic 4, 1, 2, 3.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Cubaan 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Cubaan 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. So everyone, we can continue our session another 4 minutes. So hopefully you guys, especially the participant, take your seats back, and we're gonna start our session in 4 minutes. Assalamualaikum and everyone, good morning. Welcome back to 3 Minutes Thesis Competition 2026 for the Grand Final. And before we started, so you guys can scan the QR at the back, I think, for the booklet program. And we're going to start our second session for today before we're going to start our closing ceremony at 12:30 p.m. So we will continue our 12th contestant. So are you ready? Alright. So the jury is okay? Still good? So the next contestant, I would like to invite Muhammad Shafiq bin Mat Issa from FTK. Please welcome.
Did you know pineapple and eat pineapple? It is sweet, right? Refreshing and the most easy fruit to find in Malaysia. But can you imagine after harvest the fruit, what happened to the pineapple leaf? In Malaysia, almost 10 million tons of pineapple waste are generated each year. So every pineapple waste simply burn. Remember this, not reused, not recycle, but burn. Okay, burn. Then, this open burning contribute to carbon emission and contribute also to environment pollution. Then, at the same time, on my studies stated that the construction industry still rely on the conventional concrete wall system. This so contribute to the carbon emission and several weaknesses of the concrete itself, such as heavy weight and poor thermal comfort for the user. Then, one question is pop up in my mind. What happens if pineapple waste is become a future sustainable construction material? This question make my inspiration for my PhD study. So I developed CEPP hollow wall system. This innovation does not made from concrete, but it developed from the non-woven mat of the pineapple leaf fiber combined with polyester fiber as a structure reinforcement. This reinforcement provide better strength and better durability. This system also combined with resin material that provide excellent performance for bonding because resin acts as a bonding agent. Then this HPP is better for my research because for my research, in my innovation, I create building that cooler, lighter, quiet, and more sustainable. But beyond the data, beyond the laboratory testing, and beyond the engineering, this research show more bigger. It represent where waste is not known as a waste anymore because I can turn it into a sustainable construction material. So the solution for sustainable construction is not creating something new, but transform something waste into a valuable material for the better future. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Muhammad Shafiq bin Mat Issa, for the title of HPCEEP Hollow Wall, turning pineapple waste into a sustainable structural wall. All right, for the next contestant, I would like to invite Rosni Binti Ramli from FPTV.
Remember all the stuff that you bought from Shopee, or booking a transport through Grab, or using ChatGPT to ask about anything and everything? All of the applications that you use to make your life easier is a product of programming. And yet, the people we are training to build this are struggling to even pass their first programming course. They struggle to understand programming problems as well as reading, writing, and correcting code. Globally, this problem has persisted for decades. Behind every failure is a student who is confused, frustrated, and convinced that programming just isn't for me. One key reason: students are not aware of how they think. This is proven when a group of beginner programmers manage to write only several questions that they ask themselves during the coding of a computer program. They don't naturally ask themselves the right questions while coding. But current teaching focuses on what to code, not on how to think while coding. As a result, beginner programmers jump straight into typing, get stuck, panic, then blame themselves. Our system assumes the right thinking will happen automatically, but for beginners, it doesn't. Therefore, I developed a self-questioning guideline to train beginner programmers to ask the right questions at the right time to help them plan, monitor, and evaluate their thinking while solving programming tasks. I designed it using insights from educators, students, class observations, then tested it with programming students. The result revealed a crucial insight. Students who use the guide feels more confident, thought more clearly, understand concepts better, and plan to apply the self-questioning approach in other situations. These findings tell us that to build future-ready digital talent, we must teach not only coding skills, but also thinking skills. When students learn to ask better questions, they become better programmers. Because in the end, success in programming is not about memorizing syntax, but about knowing how to think. And once we teach students how to think, we don't just help them pass a course, we empower them to solve problems for life. Thank you.
Thank you, Rosni Binti Ramli, for the title of Beyond Syntax, Training Novice Programmers to Think in Questions. Next one, we proceed to Natasha Salsabila from FKEE.
How long does it take to charge an electric vehicle? An hour? Maybe longer. Now imagine waiting that long every single time you need to drive to go to the hospital, pick up children, visit parents. But what if one day we could reduce that charging time to just 5 minutes? That sounds very exciting, right? But this is not just a problem of speed. It's a problem of device survival. When we push charging power higher, extreme heat and electrical stress build up inside the device. Over time, performance becomes unstable, efficiency drops, and the system can fail. And here is what most people don't realize. Performance is not only controlled by the main material, but also by a very thin layer inside the device that manages heat and electricity to keep everything stable. And one most important material for this layer is aluminum nitride. It's highly stable, thermally conductive, and capable of supporting ultra-fast charging. But here is the real challenge. The problem is not proving aluminum nitride works, but making it reliable at scale. This is because small variations during production can lead to inconsistent quality, unstable performance, and devices we cannot even trust. Therefore, my research focuses on one key question. How do we make aluminum nitride not just effective, but manufacturable? By carefully controlling conditions, I successfully produce more uniform and consistent films or layers that are ready for large-scale production. More importantly, I increase usable material from 90% to 98%. That may sound small, but in industry, that difference determines whether a technology is applicable or not. Through this work, we move closer to making 5-minute charging not just possible, but dependable. That means it's not enough to just perform well in the lab. We need to make it consistently at scale. Thank you.
Right. We proceed to the next participants. So I would like to invite Nur Izzah binti Mu'allah from FPTP. Please welcome.
Imagine this situation. At 7:30 in the morning, a worker is rushing to catch the train. The station is only 3 kilometers away, but there is no bus, no feeder, no easy access to get there. So, instead of taking public transport, he starts his car. And just like that, one more car is added to the traffic. This is not just one person. This happened to thousands of people every day in Malaysia. Public transport exists, but it is not easy to access. This problem is called the difficulty of getting from home to the nearest public transport station, first mile and last mile connectivity issue. But now we have on-demand public transport, ODPT. What is ODPT? ODPT is a flexible transportation options that sits between traditional public transport and e-hailing. But here's the real issue. There is no clear guideline on how to manage ODPT properly. So, in my research, I developed a framework on ODPT for smart mobility in Malaysia. I use exploratory sequential mixed method approach. I interview Selangor Mobility Policy Advisor to understand more about current policy for ODPT in Malaysia. Then, I conduct a survey to ODPT user in Selangor area to identify the characteristic that important in user perspective. The result shows that there are 4 important areas in ODPT. These include time management, system management, transportation management, and service area management. If service provider really understand what the real things needs for system ODPT, then more people will use public transport. Traffic congestion can be reduced, and our cities will become more efficient and sustainable. Public transport is not just for people to move around. It's supposed to be something that make people easy to move from one place to one place. Thank you.
Alright, let's continue for the next contestant. So I would like to invite Nur Hayati binti Baharuddin from FKMP. Please, welcome.
Imagine a mother carrying her child toward her car which has been parked under the sun. She's opened the door and it felt like stepping into an oven. In just 1 hour, the cabin temperature can reach more than 50 degrees Celsius. She's quickly turning on the air conditioning system, hoping for relief. 5 minutes pass. Her child, who are seated at the back, is already slightly comfortable, but she, at the front seat, same vehicle, same air conditioning system, same 5 minutes, yet a completely different cooling experience. This is not unusual. Every day, millions of passengers deals with the uneven cooling, cabin cooling. The problem persists. Engineers have built a very sophisticated air conditioning system. So where is the gap? There is lots of factors can influence the cabin temperature distribution. But the small component plays an important role here, which is the air outlet, or also known as the air diffuser. It controls how the cool air enters the cabin, where it travels. But the current diffuser design is not being optimized for the nation tropical driving. So for my research, I will redesign the air diffuser to deliver the cool air more effectively and efficiently towards the entire cabin. But how can it be done? To answer this, I will implement the physical phenomenon called the conduct effect. The conduct effect happens when the air flows naturally towards the curve of the surface, like a water flows through the back of the spoon. I will apply the same concept to solve this issue and combine it with the real experiment driving condition to solve this issue. My goals is simple: to create the effective air diffuser that can cool passenger more effectively and efficiently. Back to the car situation. The mother and the child should reach comfort at the same time. This is where my research delivers. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nur Hayati binti Baharudin, for that presentation. All right, next contestant. I would like to invite on stage Aisyah binti Ahmad from FKMP as well.
Hi everyone. Do you know that a single commercial aircraft contains 3 million holes? 3 million. And here's the problem. Even today, the drilling process relies on trial and error. We drill, we inspect, and we adjust and repeat. And history have shown what happened if the process failed. In 1988, Aloha Airlines Flight 243 has lost parts of its body mid-air. The aircraft peeled its body at 2,000 feet like a tin can. And this moment made me think, what if the machine able to tell me if the hole is good or bad while drilling it? Because the drilling tool is not silent. It's produce signal, vibration, and sound that contains hidden information about hole quality. My research, I drilled hundreds of holes using aircraft grade aluminum, and then I collected those signals and analyzing using machine model learning to find the best way to detect hole quality. To make it simple, imagine throwing a puzzles up in the table. Instead of finding it piece by piece, we gather it up and find similar patterns. Because this signal is always there. Okay, what I found is important. There's a clear pattern about hole quality. And it's too small for human eyes to found it easily. And imagine, a trained inspector checks 200 holes in one day. But my model able to do it in just seconds, where this means it is less defect, fewer inspection time, and more accurately. And it's just not about data or algorithm. It's about predictive data quality. And next time you are traveling up in the air, you just imagine. Safety is not built up in the air. It's built up here in the ground, one perfect hole at a time. Thank you.
Thank you, Aisyah binti Ahmad. So let's continue to our next contestant. So I would like to invite Fadlin Afina binti Suhaimi from FTK.
Lost a finger, lost a hand, metal piercing into the eyes, glass fragment entering the eyes. Yes, carelessness can be costly. In factory, the consequences become even more serious when the worker deal with the fast-moving process and handle dangerous machine every single day. So let's imagine this. In a biscuit packaging line, a worker tries to clear stock box from a moving conveyors. Within seconds, his hand traps between the fast-moving rollers. Guess what? Severe injuries happen. Many people would say this is the human error. But can we really blame him or her 100%? My research asks a different question. Why did the system itself allow this mistake to be happen in the first place? That is where my research began. Because in safety, we have one important rule, that anything that can go wrong will always go wrong. My research focused on designing a safer workplace by integrating the 5S and Pokayuke as a new safety-driven approach for the packaging line in the biscuit factories so that we can help the industry to create a safer and more controlled environment system. Okay, so what is 5S? 5S is stand for sort, send in order, shine, standardize, and sustain. It can help to create a safer, clean, hazard-free environment by improving the visibility and remove the unsafe condition. Meanwhile, Pokayoke. Pokayoke is as a mistake-proofing mechanism such as sensors, interlock that we install at the machines to avoid the machine's movement, dangerous machine movement before the worker react to the machine. The idea is simple. We identify the hazard, we notify the unsafe conditions, and we react before the accident happen. Through the workplace observation and hazard analysis, it proved that this framework can help to reduce up to 30% near-miss cases and actual accident within 6 months. The safest workplace isn't about the workplace have a lot of signages, but the one who can prevent the mistake before it happens. So no mistakes, no injuries. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Fadina Fina, for the presentation. Next, let's continue. I would like to invite on stage Ali Abdullah Ali Hamen from FSKTM.
Assalamualaikum. From the beginning of human history, evil people caused wars, destruction for civilians people. Innocent people get killed. Same like what is happening nowadays in Gaza and Iran. Only civilian people only want to live in peace and freedom. Beyond that, economy is affected. When the energy prices go up, everything will be more and more expensive. Heating and cooling system is not exception. Heating and cooling system is not exception. Imagine with me, if this system suddenly fail, a huge amount of money will be lost in terms of wasted energy, downtime. Luckily, we have an AI-based predictive maintenance that can detect failures before they happen. However, this AI-based predictive maintenance depends on the cloud, which sending data through internet, which can be slow, costly, and risky. Here, where is my research comes in to introduce a lightweight AI-based predictive maintenance that can run directly on the edge itself. Imagine it like a small, smart guard that can make a faster decision locally. It's only about 55 kilobytes. It's even smaller than a single photo in your phone, and yet still achieving highly accurate prediction. This can help to reduce wasted energy, lower maintenance costs, and also improve the reliability of the smart system building. Therefore, AI and other technologies should be used to improve our lives, to build a better future for us, not for wars and destruction. Thank you very much for listening.
For the next contestant, I would like to invite Muhammad Mehdi Hassan Riaz from FKMP. Please welcome.
You know, when we see an aircraft in the sky, what do you think? People think. We usually think about the speeds, distance, and travel. But very few people think about how the smaller things. So we are thinking about the smaller things such as a tiny hole. A tiny hole can make a huge impact on the aircraft. Aircraft structures made from lightweight metals such as aluminum. Engineers drilled thousands of holes before the assembly. But the main challenge is to make those holes more precise. If they are not, even if they are slightly imperfect, what happens? They can weaken the structure of the aircraft, and that affect the aircraft safety. So, what to do? People will be in the danger. What to do? Don't worry. My research will work here. And I'm working in the research where I explored a different idea called peg drilling. It works like an woodpecker. It drills in small repeated movements in and out, so that instead of drilling in the one continuous force. This helps to reduce heat, it increases the hole quality, it also improves the material removal. This is very important factor. So, in my research, I have did the research with the CNC machining. In the CNC machining, I have studied how a drill happens. I studied the drilling behaviors. So, in the drilling behaviors, I drilled 100 of holes in different cutting conditions to study how to make a better hole in the aerospace materials. So, I have evaluated 3 main key parameters: circularity, cylindricity, and surface roughness. In simple terms, I have tried to found how much round the hole is, how much smoother the surface is, and how much stable the during drilling processes, because vibrations or instability can affect the drilling and it can affect the tool performance, that affect to the bad quality. So why does this matter? I'm working for this one to make it more sustainable, and better drilling means better joints, safer and stronger, and it can make our aircraft more safer. One hole, one improvement at a time.
For the next one, I would like to invite Nur Mira Batrisha binti Muhammad Razwan from FAST.
Imagine you are standing on a bridge with your family. Cars are moving, people are walking, everything looks strong and safe from afar. But if you look closely, actually the metal is slowly weakening. Not because of earthquakes or accidents, but because of corrosion, a silent process that slowly destroys metal over time. Corrosion affects the structures we depend on every single day: bridges, buildings, pipelines, and transportation system. Around the world, billions, even trillions are spent every year repairing damage caused by rust and metal deterioration. More importantly, when corrosion is left untreated, it can threaten human safety. We wouldn't want that. So to slow this process, industries commonly use chemical corrosion inhibitor. While these are effective, they are toxic and harmful to the environment. Big no-no, because over time it can contribute to pollution and create risks not only for workers but also surrounding communities. So I began asking myself a different question. Instead of creating stronger chemicals, could we find a safer solution from the nature itself? My research focused on the tamanu tree, a tropical plant commonly found in our region. Traditionally, tamanu has been valued for its medicinal properties, but in my research, I explored completely different possibility, using tamanu extract to protect metal from corrosion. In my study, tamanu extract will be applied onto the metal surface exposed to the corrosive environment. It will form a protective layer, helping to slow down corrosion compared to untreated metal. The goal of this research is to explore a greener, safer, and more cost-effective alternative to the conventional chemical corrosion inhibitor, one that can help reduce environmental impact, lower maintenance and repair costs, and extend the lifespan of important structures. Because the structures we build today will be used by the next generation tomorrow. The goal of this research is not only about protecting metal, it's about protecting the future, our child, next generation. Okay? If the system that support their daily life depends on something that can harm them, it is not safe for them. Because if we can develop more sustainable and safer materials today, we can create infrastructure that is not only stronger, but also kinder to the world future generations will inherit. Because sometimes, the best way to protect our future is to learn from nature. The best solution to a modern problem can be found in nature. The end. Thank you.
For the next one, I would like to invite Muhammad Shazwi bin Rohisam from FKEE. Sorry everyone, we got a technical issue. Tapi betul Rohisam kalau Rahisam macam tertanya-tanya. Okay. So while waiting, I would like to welcome our Dean of Fourth Center for Graduate Studies, Professor Dr. Mat Zaki bin Noor, for having here. Thank you so much, Doctor. Habislah korang.
Nowadays, numbers of cars in a campus university are getting higher and higher. So, I ask you guys, is it easy to find a parking when peak hour? So, if a number car are getting higher and higher, especially for campus university, it's because of a traditional system such as stickers. So we need to change the system for more modern, which is a AMPL system, number plate recognition. So using a deep learning and OCR. So using a computer vision, deep learning and OCR, so the system more efficient and more safety for campus university. So, as you know, we can have a more number of parking at university because of first year student cannot bring cars or vehicles at campus university. So, we need to control the parking for more important person in our campus. So purpose of solution, which is the system automatically detects vehicle number plates and recognize character using AI and OCR, checks authorization and allows and denies access instantly, which is that allows and denies access instantly, which is for a registered number plate that has been keyed into a database. So if you are not having a database, your number plate in database, so you cannot enter the campus within the sticker or through the barrier gate. So as you can see, our methodology is a flowchart of our system. So it takes less than 2 seconds for control our barrier gate or system. So this to improve our security, make our campus more safer, and then more efficient for parking. So I think that's all from me. Thank you so much.
For the next one, I would like to invite Muhammad Firdaus Cik Hassan from FKMP.
Imagine you getting a call from your child's school, but it was not for a bad grade or playground scuffle. Your child is stuck between a backrest and the seat of a chair, just because the furniture wasn't designed right. Did you know that across the Peninsula Malaysia, in average for each state, 10,000 chairs are broken and unsafe? In Pahang alone, in 2023, there are more than 14,000 unsafe chairs. Why is this happening? This is because there is no proper and unified guidelines for factories and designers to follow. This is where my PhD research comes in. I don't just design chairs, I ensure that the chairs are strong, safe, and durable. To do this, we have to apply or utilize the United Furniture Strength Design Theory with future predictions from past designs. So using the existing designs, we simulate them and we get the best and rank from best to worst by using a multi-criteria decision-making method called Electre. From this best data, we comprehend and create a proper and comprehensive guidelines for factories and designers to follow. So from here, we can ensure that there is no more manufactured chairs that looks fine, but structurally is not strong. And also, there is no more wastage of chairs for in the country for you to use. So from here, we can ensure that there is a guided blueprint for our factories and designers to follow, so that our child can use our chairs safe and sound. As Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, if I cannot make things great, I can make small things greater. The chair is a small thing, but for the students, millions of students across the country, is where is the foundation of their education. So, to ensure this, my research will ensure that the chair is built from scratch to sturdy. Thank you.
Thank you, Muhammad Firdaus, for that presentation. So we have 3 more left contestants for today. So next one, I would like to invite Muhammad Saufi bin Anwar from FPTP.
Test. Yes, this. Next. Okay. Imagine planting just only one seed. From one seed, a tree can grow and will benefit the people. This is the behind my research is about. One seed will benefit others. Nowadays, Malaysia has more than 1.3 trillion ringgit in wakaf asset and still underutilized. And Malaysia has more innovative wakaf product such as unit trust wakaf, takaful wakaf, corporate wakaf, and others. But surprisingly, only few people, still less people to join this product. Why is this still happening? Because people still see wakaf is only for charity, and people still think the reward for hereafter, not for the world. So, from preliminary study, wakaf anu is the highest. It's about 73%. The subscribers participate in this product.
this is proven, the less people to join this product. So in my PhD research, I surveyed 390 Malaysian people, analyzed the data using theory, plan, behavior, TPB, and PLSM. So the results show that purchase in innovative workout product influenced by dual benefit. And this research is actually to introduce the new concept of marketing in innovative workout product that is called dual benefit. It's combining hereafter and worldly benefit. Ladies and gentlemen, marketing in wakaf donation is different with marketing in innovative wakaf product. Marketing in donation wakaf product is only about charity. But marketing in innovative wakaf product is about the Islamic financial planning, wealth management, and also a long-term value creation. So in this study, it's actually contribute a new concept of marketing of innovative wakaf product. Then its benefit to institution wakaf and Islamic financial product organization to design a better innovative wakaf product, to develop marketing strategy and improve branding and communication, increase participant perception, and impact to behavior to purchase innovative wakaf product. So remember it, with wakaf, it benefit to others. Thank you.
Thank you, Muhammad Saufi bin Anwar from FPTP. For the next one, I would like to invite Noradila binti Lila from FCUP.
Everyone has a dream house. Maybe it's a bungalow house, maybe it's a semi-decluster house, or even a high-rise apartment. Most of these residential houses are built using the cement sand brick. But what if I tell you that your dream house can be built using the food waste? The annual brick production is more than 1.7 trillion annually, and 75% of the brick production are come from Asia. So here's the problem. When the brick production is increased, the demand of cement and sand also increase, which can lead towards the environment problem. For example, the cement production has led toward the pollution and high carbon emission. Similar with sand, excessive sand mining has led towards the underwater ecosystem, damage the underwater ecosystem. So here's come my research to become a little hero to save our environment. So my study focused to reduce our dependency on the natural resources by utilizing the waste material. Instead of using sand, I use cocoa shell. Instead of using cement, I partially replace it with the cassava peel. So what I'm doing in my research is very simple. Firstly, starting from collecting all the waste material from the local food factory, then I wash it thoroughly. Then after that, I do some burning and conduct
a chemical treatment to enhance the mechanical properties and material properties of the material. After that, I mix it together and boom, the brick was produced. And surprisingly, when I conducting several tests, my brick show a better compressive strength with a lower water absorption than the commercial brick. So, my study proved that the waste material is not just a rubbish, because we can turn it to something valuable, such as the sustainable construction material. So, when you're going back home tonight, look back to your house, because one day, maybe your house was not built using the cement and sand. Maybe it will be built using the yesterday food waste. Thank you.
Thank you, Nur Adila, for the representation. So now, our very last and final contestants. I will invite Nur Fazira binti Yaakob from FCAM.
Every year, Malaysia builds more. In between 2023 to 2025, nearly 58,000 construction projects worth nearly 615 billion ringgit Malaysia across the country. I, as a Malaysian citizen, of course happy with the construction development. Are we aware what every project leaves behind? Are we? Concrete, timber, mixed rubble, construction and demolition waste is growing fast, direct proportion to industry itself. And sign is clear, recycling is good. Good to people, good to environment, of course, good to our future generation. But here in uncomfortable reality, Malaysia has regulation, Malaysia has policy, Malaysia has system, but somehow recycling among construction player has not followed through. Why? And most critical part, no model or roadmap towards the construction and demolition waste recycling in Malaysia. That's why I developed this model that consists macro, meso, and micro. This model actually explains why some company fail in project, but why some project is success. This macro is actually policy driven, drive the meso organizational capability, and drive towards the on-site implementation, and direct to influence the recycling waste improvement and performance. That's why I built this system model. Is not actually to improve waste management system implementation, but is actually position Malaysia towards sustainable nation. We, Malaysian, can do better. That's why this system show how.
Thank you, Nofazira Binti Yaakob, for that presentation. Dia semua letak sana. Letak atas sana. Alright, thank you all presenters for the remarkable sharing of ideas and research. So I need you guys to give a very big applause to our participants today. We have 26 of them, so we would like to give time for the judges to give marks for them. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes all presentation for today's competition. So all this time, our panel of judges will proceed with the evaluation and final tabulation of marks. And please give our judge some time as they complete the assessment process. Meanwhile, participants and guests may take this opportunity to relax while waiting the closing ceremony. We will get back here at 12:30. Okay, so we have another like 20-25 minutes more. So we get back here 12:30 and waiting for the closing ceremony. Thank you all again for coming here today. See you guys at 12:30. Assalamualaikum. Vice Chancellor, Academic International, Yang Berusaha Profesor Dr. Muhammad Zaki bin Noor, Dean of Center for Graduate Studies, accompanied by distinguished guests. And please remain standing for singing the Johor State Anthem, followed by the National Anthem, Negaraku.
Allah
Thank you. Please be seated. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good morning, good afternoon. Yang berbahagia Profesor Dr. Afandi bin Ahmad, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academy International. Yang berusaha Profesor Dr. Muhammad Zaki bin Noh, Dean, Center for Graduate Studies. Yang berusaha Associate Professor, Engineering Technologies, Dr. Hisham bin Rahman, Deputy Dean for Center for Graduate Studies. Associate Professor Dr. Siti Nur Fazila di Makno, Center for Language Studies as the head of jury for today. Distinguished faculty, dean, head of department, juries, lecturers, guests, and beloved 3MT participants. I, Ahmad Adnan, would like to warmly welcome you to the closing ceremony and prize-giving ceremony of the 3 Minutes Thesis Competition UTHM 2026. As for your information, this program marks a remarkable achievement, having received one of the highest participation turnouts in the recent years. This program also regarded as one of the most prestigious program of the year, surpassing those held in previous years. And for you guys' acknowledgement, this competition also is not merely conducted at the university level, but it is also served as a platform to identify and select candidates who will present the university at national and international level. So we hope that the winners for today could represent us in the national and international level as well. To seek blessing for today's event, let us join in and say Amin to dua that will led by Mr. Muhammad Amirul bin Abdul Rahman.
Al-Fatiha. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Ya Allah, we sincerely express our deepest gratitude to you for your blessings and guidance which have allowed us to successfully conclude the 3-minute thesis competition today in a meaningful and blessed manner. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, grant all participants benefit knowledge, confidence in presenting their ideas, and the strength to continue excelling in research and academic pursuits. May all the efforts and knowledge gained today become deeds that benefit religion, society, and the nation. Ya Fa'alul Lima Yurid, we ask that the bonds of unity, cooperation, and the experience shared throughout this competition continue to remain strong. Bless all participants, lecturers, judges, organizers, and everyone who has worked tirelessly to make this program a success with excellence and achievement. Ya Allah, is all our affairs in the future. Grant us good health, blessed sustenance, and a life always under your mercy and protection. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina azaban nar. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Amin, amin, ya Rabbal Alamin. Thank you to Mr. Amirul for the dua just now. Ladies and gentlemen, to begin this ceremony, it is my honor to invite Yang Berusaha Professor Dr. Muhammad Zaki bin Noh, Dean, Center for Graduate Studies, to deliver the opening remarks.
Very much, Mr. Amar, okay, handsome MC today. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good afternoon. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin, wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. The Honorable Professor Dr. Effendi bin Ahmad, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic and International, distinguished fellow deans, members of University Management, esteemed judges, respected lecturers, organizer, participant, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great pleasure to welcome all of you to this 3-minute thesis competition. First and foremost, I would like to extend my sincere appreciation to the organizing committee for their commitment and hard working in making today's event possible. I would also like to warmly welcome our distinguished judges, academic staff, and most importantly, our talented postgraduate students. The 3-minute thesis competition is more than just a presentation contest. It is a platform that challenges our researchers to communicate complex research ideas clearly, concisely, and effectively to a broadened audience. In today's academic and professional environment, the ability to translate research into impactful and understandable communication is just as important as the research itself. As postgraduate researcher, each of you has invested significant time, effort, and intellectual dedication into your work. Today's showcase is a celebration of your research excellence, confidence, creativity, and communication skill. Therefore, enjoy your experience and make the most of this valuable opportunity. Regardless of today's outcome, your willingness to stand before an audience and communicate your research already reflect a commendable achievement. Ladies and gentlemen, I also like to express my appreciation to our panel of judges for dedicating their times and expertise in evaluating today's presentation fairly and professionally. Lastly, I wish all participants all the best and wait for the winners. Okay, thank you very much. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Professor Dr. Zaki bin Noor, for the inspiring remarks. Next, it is my great pleasure to invite our guest of honor, the Honorable Professor Dr. Effendi bin Ahmad, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic International, to deliver the closing speech and officially conclude the competition. Please welcome, Professor.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And a very good afternoon to everyone. Yang berbahagia Profesor Dr. Muhammad Zaki bin Noor, Dean of the Center for Graduate Studies, respective Deans of the Faculty and Language Study Centers, distinguished judges, respected academic staff, organizers, 3-minute thesis participants, ladies and gentlemen. I think first and foremost, I would like to thank the CGS for this invitation, as well as for the rest of the organizing team. I was informed the rest of the team worked seriously hard to execute these meaningful programs. It recalled my memories when I did my postgraduate studies. I believe this sort of activities is not really reflected if you put it into the academic transcript per se. If you judge the whole of your journey of your postgraduate, either master's or PhD, is only about a piece of paper, then I think most of the students will not consider this as an impactful activity. Because at the end of the journey, most of the cases, people will still ask you about where is your thesis, what is your novelty, and what is your contribution. But believe me, university's life is not only about qualification, it's about your personal journey, make yourself growth efficiently, maximize and optimize every single opportunities. And definitely this is a great event for you to train your ability to think and summarize everything, I would say, into 3 minutes. Normally as a lecturer or as a PhD holders, a microphone is a good tool for us. We can speak not only 3 minutes, we can speak beyond, maybe 3 hours without any problems. But I think for a person to summarize and to come out with an impactful presentation, and I believe today, I'm not really sure with Notebook LM, it seems like everybody fully utilize AI to produce their slide. But I would still believe that the ability to structure your thinking and finally put it into a sequence manner will be very helpful skill for you to convey a convincing message to the public. And not only for your PhD Viva session, but this skill will be very useful forever, for job interview, for pitching, for convincing other matters as well. That is number one. My second point is I would recommend GSA, especially Graduate Student Association. Definitely this is good event, 3-minute thesis, but I would recommend if we could establish one more event, Prof. Zaki, which is, I would say, a prior event for early, it's not early careers, for new students. For example, UTHM, you can create, I believe, Dr. Fazila, this is the original brand from Queensland, right? Maybe UTHM, you can create 2 minutes idea, just only for first year student, just to deliver and convince or embrace their original ideas about their research. And please, we wish to see more and more intellectual activities like this, including a room for our students to polish their communication skills, right? So hopefully next year we will have more and more events which will cultivate bright ideas from our researchers, masters and PhD. And definitely we are at the management level, we will support this sort of great activities. And last but not least, congratulations to graduate school, CGS. Congratulations to the deans of the faculty. I believe you encourage your students in a good way. All the faculty's management and definitely all the organizers, GSA and their teams. With that, with Lafaz Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, we wish you all the best and we conclude this program for 3-minute thesis at the UTHM level. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you so much, Honorable Professor. We will now proceed with the prize giving ceremony. I respectfully will invite Yang Berbahagia Professor Dr. Muhammad Zaki bin Noor, Dean for Center Graduate Studies, for presentation and certificates. And now, we'll begin the announcement of winners for the social science category. So are you ready, participants? Starting with the second runner-up, the winner for second runner-up 3 minutes thesis competition we have very few moments for them because very excitement dia berdebar sangat. So I would like to see the social science participant. Can you stand up? For the yes, for Professor Fanny, good see. There's the face. We have Rosni. Orang ni sembunyi, bro. Minta maaf, bro. Saya kuat berlakon sikit tak? It's actually the slide jam saya kata. So nama tak keluar. Kita kena restart sekejap. So the second runner-up for Science Social goes to Rosni binti Ramli. Baru keluar Prof. Minta maaf Prof. Also congratulate for Faculty of Technical Vocational, Rosni Ramli from FPTV as well, for the title of Beyond Syntax, Training Novice Programmers to Think in Questions. Moving on to the first runner-up, I would like to invite the winner for first runner-up 3MT competition, Haris Freddy Ismail from FPTP. Seems you got a fan club, Haris. So Haris Freddy Ismail was developing AI-driven disaster risk register framework for flood management in Kuching, Sarawak. Now, the champion of 3 minutes thesis competition 2026 for social science category, the winner goes to Azizi bin Basar. For your information, Azizi bin Basar from PPUK. I would like to invite the champion, the first runner-up, second runner-up to be on stage to have a photo session with all the VIPs. You can leave the bag, yeah, you can leave the bag. Just take the plugs. Very big applause to the category of Science Social. For moving to the next one, we will proceed to announcement of winners for Science and Technology category. Starting with the second runner-up, we would like to congratulate to John Uzi Uzaimi bin Mayau. It is from FTK. So a big win for Pagoh communities. Moving on to the first runner-up. And we would like to congratulate the first runner-up for 3 minutes thesis competition goes to Ifan Darwis bin Muhammad Ibrahim from FKEE. Can we have all the supporters for Irfan? Oh, very famous guy. Now, the moment we're waiting for the champion for Science and Technology category for 3 minutes thesis competition goes to Natasha Salsabila, also from FKEE. Can we see the FKEE students? And I was thinking that the Honorable Professor Fendi were very proud and the Traishon as well. Congratulations to all winners. And once again, I would like to invite to second runner-up, first runner-up to be on stage for the photo session. Congratulations to all the winners, guys. We give a very big applause to them. Ladies and gentlemen, as a token of our sincere gratitude, we would like to present a small souvenir to our esteemed panel of judges. Now we respectfully invite our honored judges to the stage as their names are being called. First, we'd like to invite Associate Professor Dr. Siti Nur Fazila binti Mat Noor from Center for Language Studies as the head of jury. Next, I would like to invite Associate Professor in Senior Dr. Muhammad Zaini bin Yunus from Faculty of Mechanical and Manufacturing Engineering, FKMP. Next, I would like to invite Associate Professor in Senior Technologies, Dr. Rahisham bin Abdul Rahman from Faculty of Electrical and Electronic Engineering and Center for Graduate Studies. I would like to invite Dr. Caleb Chidozi Chinedu from Faculty of Technical and Vocational Education. We would like to invite Dr. Nuryani Neni binti Ahmad Jamain from Center Language Studies. We would like to invite Miss Yabli Yu from Faculty of Computer Science and Information Technology. And lastly, it's our great pleasure to invite the Honorable Professor Dr. Afandi bin Ahmad, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academy International, to receive the token of appreciation from Professor Dr. Muhammad Zaki bin Noh, Dean, Center for Graduate Studies. We would like to thank the Honorables, Professor Dr. Afandi bin Ahmad and Professor Dr. Muhammad Zaki bin Noh for the tokens being given away. Ladies and gentlemen, before we proceed to the next segment of our program, let us take a moment to reflect on the journey, dedication, and remarkable efforts that have brought us here today to capture some moments and preparation highlights in this meaningful event. So we have prepared a special montage for everyone. But then, before you play the montage, we would like to inform something. After the montage being played, we would like to invite the best presenter for today, 3 of the best presenters for today, to present right after the montage ended. So I would like to call the best presenter, Azizi bin Basar, Haris Freddy bin Ismail, and Natasha Salsabila. So we all can see the best presenter present after this video montage. So have a seat tight so we can watch the montage being played first.
Team FSKTM.
Fighting!
just had to let you know you're.
Alright, thank you so much for the montage. So after this, we're going to hear the presentation for our best presenter. So first presenter for today, I would like to invite Haris Freddy bin Ismail. So Haris Freddy were presenting developing AI-driven disaster risk register framework for flood management in Kuching, Sarawak. So please, the stage is yours. Please.
I'm afraid I might forgotten the scripts already.
Oh, no worries, you win already.
I try my best not to. Okay. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, dah habis event ni semua dah buang. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Imagine the dah lupa. Minta maaf. Dia lepas dah habis tu dia semua dah delete. Sebab dah tua, hard disk tak besar. So I try my best. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillah. Imagine waking up. Imagine waking up. Your house submerged. The roads cut off. The community paralyzed. In many Sarawak, it's no longer an imagination. It's a reality years after years. Floods are the most frequent and destructive natural disasters worldwide. Between 2000 and 2019, flood has actually affected 1.6 billion of people and 653 billions of infrastructure damages. In Sarawak itself, major towns like Kuching, Sibu, and Miri, they are facing floods every single year. It has caused actually infrastructure damages, communities, and other stuff as well. So, in fact, with the climate change and rising sea levels has made it even worse. So the current flood management system in Malaysia hardly relies on static policies and hard structures like dam and rivers. However, the floods are much more complex. It consists of urban flash flood, compound floods, and an unpredictable rainfalls. So the current systems are no longer be able to keep up with that. So what we lack here is a dynamic intelligence risk registers that can actually adapt with the real time. So my research is on AI-driven risk registers frameworks for flood management in Sarawak. Think of it as a living system where it integrated with multiple sources of data such as river levels, rainfalls, and even satellite imagery. It also included with an AI algorithms that can actually predict risk dynamically. It also translates the risk register from static policies into an actionable intelligence. Right. So, as you can see, the frameworks are no longer act as the flood response. It actually build resilience. So, as you can see, the Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dah lupa skrip betul tadi. So, it empowers local governance and strengthening the local community trust as well. So it also adapt the global goals such as UN Sustainable Development Goals and Sendai frameworks. So in short, it actually turns floods into a manageable risk. So here's the questions I leave you with. If we have the technologies that can actually predict floods before it can actually devastate community, shouldn't we use it? My research say yes. With an AI, Sarawak will lead by transforming disasters management into a disaster resilience. Thank you so much for your time. I'm sorry about it. Very too excited. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Haris Freddy bin Ismail, for the presentation.
Right.
And next, I would like to invite our second best presenter, Azizi bin Basar, from PPUK.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear Prof and all the deans, we were not being mentioned about this second presentation, so bear with me.
Let's call a surprise.
Thank you for the surprise. I really like it. All right. Okay, what if I told you that a single word from news headline could change who you fear, who you believe, and who you blame? Right? Let's imagine there are two newspapers reporting on the same event, labeling the same group with two different words. The first newspaper called the group as the terrorists, while the second newspaper called the group as the freedom fighters. How would you emotionally react to these two words? As for me personally, I would say terrorists would create fear, while the word freedom fighters would create sympathy. Ladies and gentlemen, this is media framing. News should be presented without emotions, without ideology, as well as influence. It should simply describe facts. Yet, language is never neutral. Headlines are not just there by accident. They are shaped by the journalists, the words they use, the voices they put in, as well as the voices they leave out. For example, I call this group here as the terrorists, and I call this group here as the freedom fighters. Between these two groups, which one sounds more dangerous, right or left? Yet, despite this influence, there are still many readers do not realize that language could shape on how they understand about the conflict. There are so many studies discussed about media bias. However, only few studies looking at how news language could turn groups into villains, heroes, or even victims. And that is where my PhD research comes in. Using appraisal analysis as well as social actor representation theory, I have analyzed currently more than 100,000 words on how news language could represent and evaluate certain groups using emotionally powerful language. Wait. But the most important contribution of my research would be the development of linguistic guidelines for the journalists. Why? Because we want them to provide us with concise, unbiased, and clear news reporting. Because I always believe fair reporting starts with fair language. So next time, when you read news, you should ask yourself, am I reading news or am I being influenced by the journalist? With that, I thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Aziz Basar, for that presentation. It's like hearing a public speaking. So the last best presenter, I just saved the bunga for the last. So the last best presenter is Natasha Salsabila. Please get on stage and give your best presentation.
So, how long does it take to charge an electric car? An hour? Maybe longer. Now imagine waiting that long every single time you need to drive to go to the hospital, pick up children, visit parents. But what if one day we could reduce that charging time to just 5 minutes? That sounds very exciting, right? But this is not just a problem of speed. It's a problem of device survival. When we push charging power higher, extreme heat and electrical stress build up inside the device. Over time, performance becomes unstable, efficiency drops, and the system can fail. And here is what most people don't realize. Performance is not dependent only by the main material, but also by a very thin layer inside the device that manages heat and electricity to keep everything stable. And one of the most important material for this layer is aluminum nitride. It's highly stable, thermally conductive, and capable of supporting ultra-fast charging. However, here is the real challenge. The problem is not proving that aluminum nitride works, but how to make it reliable at scale.
This is because very small variations during production can lead to inconsistent quality and then unstable performance and also devices we cannot even trust. Therefore, my research focuses on one key question. How do we make aluminum nitride not just effective but manufacturable? By carefully controlling conditions such as power, gas flow, and pressure, I successfully produce more uniform and consistent films or layers that are ready for large-scale production. More importantly, I increase usable material from 90% to 98%. Through this work, we move closer to making ultra-fast charging not just possible, but dependable. That means it's not only depend how well we perform in the lab, but how well we need to consistent make it in the reality. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Natasha, for the presentation, and Natasha from FKE as well. So congratulations. Congratulations to all the winners for today. Give a big round of applause for them. As we conclude, we would like to extend our heartfelt appreciation to our distinguished guests, Dean and Head of Department, esteemed judges, Dean and Head of Department, each faculty, dedicated organizing committee, participants, and also supporters here. Your contribution had made this event a very great success. Before we end our ceremony, we kindly invite all guests to rise for the singing of Gemilang UTHM. Thank you so much to the Honourables, Professor Dr. Afandi Ahmad, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academy International, for coming here, and Rembusa, Professor Dr. Zaki bin Noh, Dean, Center for Graduate Studies. And dear guests, that officially marks the end of today's 3 minutes thesis competition closing ceremony. And let us proceed for the photo session first. So the participant can gather here. The cameraman, the cameraman will be in front. The cameraman will be in front. Cameraman depan. So you guys can crush sikit masuk dalam tengah. Participant boleh masuk. Or you guys can be with your beloved deans as well. Yes. Okay. Boleh jadi sama-sama.
Hello, to everyone, boleh tak ke tengah? Rapatkan tengah. Yang Yang belakang nak diri. Okey, yang duduk belakang tu boleh diri ke depan, penuhkan depan je. JK pun boleh masuk belakang. Boleh ke tengah lagi? Masuk lagi.
That's all for today. Thank you everyone. We would like to invite our distinguished guests, Professor Afandi, to go to level 3 for lunch refreshments, also as the guests as well. So thank you so much for today. See you guys in another time. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.